Hey everyone, it's Sam Gold from FieldGulls.com, and I'm back with my latest video breakdown. Today we're going to talk about how the Falcons use stunts and a 4-man pass rush to defeat the Seahawks. To start this game, Seattle was red hot, scoring on a sweeping 14-play drive. This perfectly executed drive was an aberration. Outside of this first drive, the vast majority ended in punts and field goal attempts. Only one other lasted greater than 7 plays. On the defensive side of the ball, Dan Quinn and the Falcons called stunt after stunt, stretching the thin fabric holding Seattle's inexperienced line together. By my count, the Falcons ran 20 stunts out of the offense's 39 called passing plays. This aggression yielded results as Wilson was pressured 13 of these called plays. When the Falcons did not run a stunt and only used their base 4-man pass rush, they still were able to pressure Wilson 7 of their 20 plays. On one of the Falcons' more exotic packages, they run a 3-man stunt wrapping around the entire offensive line. 44 and 93 attempt to penetrate their respective B gaps, while 97 loops from the strong side 2 tech around the left tackle. Wilson steps into the pocket and avoids the pressure, keeping his eyes down the field. None of the Seahawks receivers are open, so he tries to buy more time for them scrambling between the tackles. Seeing the running back releasing to the middle of the field, Wilson forces the pass down the field while getting hit by Keanu Neal, allowing it to be intercepted. The majority of the Falcons' stunts were either based on an end tackle stunt or a tackle end stunt. For example, in their third sack of the game, they run dual tackle end stunts with their defensive line. Both 77 and 95 penetrate, while 50 and 93 loop, attacking the A gaps surrounding the center. From a schematic standpoint, the advantage you are trying to create with the dual tackle and stunt is a 2-on-2 matchup. What I mean by that is that the side the center does not have help is weaker since there is one less blocker. This is exactly what happens here as 50 penetrates. Fortunately for the Seahawks, Wilson is elusive, so he escapes the first tackle. But then unfortunately for the Seahawks, he still gets sacked from behind as none of his receivers gain any separation. The tackle and stunt is one of your best pass rushing stunts. The opposite is true for the end tackle stunt, which is one of your best run defending stunts. This is true because the defensive tackle can read the play while looping, allowing him to maintain his gap responsibility. To illustrate the difference between the two from a pass rushing standpoint, watch this play at the start of the fourth quarter. The end number 50 attempts to penetrate the B gap, while 95 loops around the left tackle. This forces Wilson out of the pocket, where he throws a high fastball to Tanner McAvoy up the sideline. The ball ricochets off his hands for an incompletion. Forcing Wilson to his left, or his unnatural throwing direction, was definitely a part of the game plan by the defense, as they attempted to do this on a number of occasions. As far as Wilson was concerned, he actually did a good job scrambling throughout the day to avoid the pressure. On multiple stunts that created clear rushing lanes, Wilson somehow avoided getting sacked to escape down the field. How he avoided the defenders is beyond me, but he paid the price for it at the end of this play as he gets absolutely hammered. Under pressure as a thrower, Wilson was hit or miss. He made his best throw of the game escaping the pocket to his right. This play came in the middle of the third quarter on 2nd and 14. Number 10 Paul Richardson beats number 34 Brian Poole off the snap on a streak route at the sideline. The throw is perfectly placed right over his inside shoulder for a 40-yard gain. You can't place this pass any better. Wilson had 2 major missed opportunities in this game. One was an overthrow to Doug Baldwin on a skinny post up the middle of the field. Wilson placed the pass just out of reach of Baldwin's arms. Down by 16 at this point, the team really could have used this spark to create a comeback. The other missed opportunity came near the end of the third quarter. The Falcons sent a 3-man rush, forcing Wilson to step up into the pocket. On the move, Wilson sees Jimmy Graham and Doug Baldwin in the back of the end zone. It's difficult to say for sure who he was actually aiming for, since both receivers were in the same area, but regardless, it's a definite missed opportunity since the pass went incomplete as Baldwin was open. The Seahawks are officially out of championship contention. While blame should be equally shared among the players, the offensive line was once again the main culprit, holding Russell Wilson and the offensive back from scoring. Clearly, the Seahawks desperately need new offensive linemen. I've been saying this all season, but if they don't spend some of their estimated $35 million in cap space on new offensive linemen next season, they're going to seriously regret it. Over the past 5 years, the Seahawks have drafted 9 offensive linemen. 3 of them are starting with Justin Britt, Mark Lewinsky, and Jermaine Ifedi, but outside of Britt, none of them have proven they are worthy of keeping their jobs in the NFL. The Seahawks once again pick in the bottom 10 in this year's draft. Unfortunately, this year's crop does not yield a surplus of good offensive linemen. Since that's the case, I would strongly advise the Seahawks to look into Kevin Zeitler from the Bengals or Ricky Wagner from the Ravens to upgrade their team in free agency. As far as the Falcons go, they have a serious battle ahead of them against the red-hot Green Bay Packers. The Packers just defeated the number 1 seed Cowboys. This game next weekend should be very entertaining. Well, that's all I have for you. Follow me on Twitter at SammyRGold, and if you want more analysis of your favorite players, come to FieldGulls.com for our latest articles.